Happy Monday, and it is another wonderful week, and I wanted to kind of show you guys what I bought from the teacher supply store. I kind of did a swing by there to pick up these I've got these cute little bookmarkers. They're scented bookmarkers, so it looks like it's going to smell like cookies. But yeah, I'm going to have my kiddos, not now, not yet, but once they kind of get a little more acclimated to turning the pages and things like that, I'm going to have them use this in their math book to kind of hold the page. And if I think I'm going to buy another set so we can use that for our reading workbook as well. But I did go by the teacher supply store to pick that up, $5.99. I think that's going to be a good buy. And then y'all, so I did say on my last video that I finished doing my pencil and paper assessment to see where my kiddos are with their letters and with their sounds. And so I wanted to share this document that I created, y'all. And what I do is I take that pencil and paper assessment and I kind of consolidate it and I send a note to the parents, because at home I want the kiddos to utilize Starfall in order to kind of bridge the gap and to help them to know and recognize and be able to identify their letters and the letter sounds. So I send this home, and pretty much it just states that it's being sent home, kind of sharing with the parents the results of the pencil and paper assessment. And then the second part is like the action plan, where it just talks about I want the parents to get on Starfall with the kiddos, or get the kiddos on Starfall. And then I write in is I'll just say week 1, and these are the letters I want you to work on. And I usually go up to 4 letters. And then week 2, the letters I want you to work on, and then so forth and so on until actually the kiddos have listened to all of the letters and the sounds of the letters that they did not recognize. The kids really love Starfall. I'm telling you, like, they absolutely want to get on it. Parents tell me that it's no problem. The kids are not fighting against them, but they actually want to get on. They like the program. And so usually by whatever the week 6 or 7 or week 2 or 3, however many letters and letter sounds that they don't recognize, that will determine how many weeks that they're going to have to utilize Starfall for. But at the end of that time frame, yep, they know their letters and sounds. I actually will talk with them and put them on Starfall here in the classroom if I need to do that as well. If I feel like they're still not grasping the sounds or the letters, from what they're doing at home, then I'll put them on the Starfall program in class, and then have them listen to reiterate the letters and sounds so that they can master that. So yeah, I just wanted to share that not only do I do the pencil and paper assessment, but I take that information, and with that information I partner with parents, and then parents can get their kiddos on the Starfall program, and then we can go from there. I try to post a video every week, but this last maybe week and a half of school has really it's been a lot. Y'all, my air has been out, and so I've had to leave and go into the library and go into another space in order to teach my kiddos. And so, yeah, it has been crazy. My air is on now, thank goodness. And I think it's a timer issue because it comes on when it wants to come on, and it gets hot in my classroom. I was sweating. I can't get hot, but really the kiddos can't get too hot. So yeah, I missed you guys. I missed being able to post because I had to be in another room, in another space, and just, yeah. And so you see the fan, I showed you that fan, my coworker gave me that fan to use, but it's just blowing around hot air, right? It's just hot air blowing. So that's not really helping me too much, but yeah. So yeah, I wanted to share that I miss you guys, but I'm going to try to still post even in the hot box, even when it's hot. I'll try to record rather so I can post a video this week. Also, I just wanted to share that this week has been, or these last couple of days, last week and this week, today is Wednesday, it's been a little bit stressful for me. Like, I'm just going to be transparent. I have one of my kiddos in my classroom. The placement of being in this general education kind of atmosphere and setting is not the best setting for them. And so they are disrupting the classroom. They are not being able to sit down, not being able to do their work. It's not really a behavioral thing, but it's literally just a learning thing. They perhaps have got a couple of issues or a couple of things just going on developmentally. And so, when that happens, you really have to work with the counselor. I'm working with our school counselor. I'm working with the parents. I'm just working with everyone, all of the different stakeholders. And I'm just working with them to try to find the right setting and the right placement for this particular child. And so when that happens, it's just like you have so much energy. Tell me if you're a teacher, if you encounter this, like when, the kiddo is not in the right setting for learning, then it's like you have to go through these different steps and check these different boxes in order to get them there. Meanwhile, it's like your energy is being depleted. You're really trying to work with the kiddo. The kiddos perhaps disrupting your, classroom management and all of that. That's kind of where I am right now as well. Not only do I have the hot box, oh my gosh, just this hot and having to pack up and move and teach in another setting and then get the kids reacclimated and get them to stay on task and focus. It's also, dealing with a student who I have to watch. I have to make sure they're not hurting themselves by jumping off of stuff, standing on tables and stuff like that. I have to make sure that I keep my eye on them when they're playing outside. I have to make sure they're not touching other students. Just all of those other things that, you have to do to make sure the kids are safe, because that's our first priority as educators is the number one, make sure the kiddos are safe. And that means even sometimes safe from themselves and safe from each other. And then after that, the education or the teaching process happens. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to be transparent. It's been a little tough these last couple of days. It's been tough these last maybe 2 weeks just to get everything kind of in a working order. Also, and I know you all are probably like, Shay, don't tell it all, but y'all, I've already let my admin know they're working on my back door. It kind of sticks, so sometimes I have to kick it over. So it's just been a lot of different things going on. But let me tell you, I went ahead and gave the pencil and paper assessments. I shared that information, I believe, on my last video about the students who were the ones that needed more reinforcement or more remediation. They're doing Starfall. I see their improvement already. And I gave the state diagnostic. I went ahead and gave one of the state diagnostics because I have another one that's coming up in 2 weeks. And oh my gosh, this class is doing fabulous. I was so shocked at how many students were on green, meaning at grade level. This is the most amount of green, or this class is the class that has had the most amount of green students that I've ever had, and I've taught for years. And I'm stoked. I'm ready. I'm just like, oh my gosh, they're ready, and I'm ready to take them on to higher heights and to give them more rigorous work and to add to the curriculum and to add to even our lesson plans and really watch them soar. So that is fantastic as well. Also, we had open house on last week, Wednesday, and I had about, I believe it was 13 parents. 13 of my 18 parents came. So that is a really great turnout. They had tons of questions. They wanted to know certain information. I just love it when parents, and if you are a parent, teachers really do like for you to engage them, to talk with them, to have questions, to ask questions of them. We enjoy that. And they had a lot of questions. They wanted to know how things were working in the classroom. Some of my parents, it was their first kiddo. It's their first child that has entered in school, meaning I have probably their oldest child. So they didn't know how things worked. And yeah, so lots of questions. I also have them. I have, I think, 17 out of my 18 students on my classroom dojo. So they're able to text me immediately and I can respond to them. So, parents out there, yeah, it's really important that you stay connected with the teacher in some capacity. I know in the older grades, in middle school and in high school, it's a little bit different. It looks a little bit different than it does in kindergarten. Let's say that even in fourth grade. But it's really important to stay connected to your kid's teacher, just in case you have questions, even about assignments, just little questions, big questions. we are like a vast resource. We'll be able to direct you and guide you. But yeah, it was a really good turnout. I also bought some snacks for them too. I'm a snack person, and so I had like some snacks for them, and then I had everything set up, so that went well. That was on last week, and it was a smooth that process, or that open house was really a good process, and it was a smooth process, and I think it was a lot of great information being shared and given between myself as well as myself and the parents. So that went really well. So I wanted to share with you, I did mention to you that I had a lot of students who were on who were green. Yes. So I just wanted to share with you the results. Now, this is just one diagnostic. In about, like I said, 2 weeks, the kiddos are going to take another diagnostic. And that one is a little bit more meaty and a little bit more looking at certain different foundational skills. So we'll see. I'll compare the two. They're not really apples to apples, but I'll still compare the two. And then out of that, it'll give me a bigger picture of what each individual student knows or does not know. But let me tell you, this is so exciting. Oh my gosh. So guys, I had one student that did not test yet for math or for reading for this diagnostic. So I'm going to be talking to you about 17 students. So out of 17 students for reading, 14 are green. Green means on target for kindergarten, meaning they're at grade level. I've never had that before. 14 green, 1 blue, which is just on watch, meaning they're almost green but not quite there, and 2 yellow. And those yellow just means that I'm going to have to provide different and more support to them to get them up to that green status. So, and then one of my students did not test. So altogether, that's fantastic. In the past, I've had maybe only about 4 or 5 green at the start of the school year in reading, and then most of them on yellow, which means that they need extra support, and a couple on blue. But this is fantastic. 14 out of 17 are green. Oh my gosh. And then for math, and math is always, if you know, math is always more difficult because there's multiple steps. It's counting. It's easier to kind of like make a mistake when it comes to math. Y'all, 11 green. What? Never have I had that. I think I've had maybe at the most 3 green. Maybe for the reading, I've had maybe 7 green at the most, and that's kind of pushing it. But that math, what? 11 green, 11 green, 11 green, 11 green, 4 blue, meaning that they're on watch, and 2 yellow, and no reds. What? I'm so excited. Y'all, I'm very, very excited about the school year, and I always am. Even if the scores were not this, high, I still would be excited, but this is phenomenal. I'm really ready to, like I said, provide a lot more rigor and to really take them to higher heights when it comes to just their learning and introducing to them to, of course, their standards, the kindergarten standards, but also, when it comes to the end of the year, we'll be in first grade standards for sure. So, yay, hooray! That's really, really fantastic. So even in the midst of my being hot and sweating and probably a little bit agitated, if truth be told, because, they have to pack up kids and move them. And when kids are this young, they need structure, they need like repetition, and they need to be in their classroom. Any type of change, they're going to be looking around and talking and just not focused and not giving me their best. So I know my administration is working on my air. We already got that, worked out. We're working on that. It's going to happen. No problem. Also I share with you, I'm getting placement for one of my students in the right environment. All of that's going to help, and then we're going to go from there. And y'all, you know what? I talked to you all about my channel, the Learning Project, and it's not just for the kids. We have to learn. Like, I have to learn how to, handle those situations, which I have, and it's no problem, but still be able to handle like these different twists and turns that come our way, and handle it with grace and handle it with a smile and ease. Seeing it for what it is and being realistic about it, but still handling it and knowing that it's going to get better. So yeah, and I'm so blessed to have like administration who support me, my coworker who gave me that fan, and my parents who support me as well. So anyway, I just wanted to share kind of what's been going on over these last couple of days, and to kind of just open that up to you so you can see some of the bad, not just the good, but the good and the bad. And that bad is not really bad. It's not like, well, some days it has been bad when I've been sweating and having the kids move, and I've had kids screaming out. That one student, I'm just like, oh my gosh. But yeah, it's still been a good thing and a good hang. So yeah. So it is Friday, the end of my work week. It was a 4-day work week, and yeah, it's a wrap. And I just finished calling some parents. I needed to do a touch base with a couple of students, parents of students who did not perform well. I had one student on like their high frequency word test, which is their sight word test, which are these words right here. Yep, those words and those numbers for the words for those numbers. Yeah, they didn't perform well. I had one student that had a U and one student that had an S. So anyway, I just did a phone call, touch base with some parents just to talk with them about like their kids completing their homework, how that's going to address just, a couple of things that I see that needs to be addressed in terms of the homework completion, in terms of their child being distracted in class or either coming to school late, and those types of things are really ultimately impacting some of these grades. Like I said, it's the first couple of weeks of school, and these grades I feel are the easiest grades. So if there's an F, which is a U, which is unsatisfactory, which is the equivalent of an F, if that kid has an F, that means that we need to talk. So I just got finished with some parent-teacher phone conversations and just kind of, coming together, partnering with parents so we can maybe change up a couple of things in terms of the homework how it's getting done, and who's assisting these kids with their homework at home, just to ensure that, the appropriate level of growth is occurring. So I just wrapped that up and I am headed home. As you saw and heard, my air conditioner was working today. I still got the 2 big old fans in my classroom just in case, because it's kind of iffy. It's like, sweet and sour. Some days it works, some days it doesn't. So kind of like that. But I did get my lesson plans completed. Don't have to worry about that, y'all. I'm actually, all my grades are in for the week. I'm up to date with my grade. I don't really have any filing to do, at least not yet. So I'm gonna go. This weekend, I don't have to do anything for work, anything work related. And y'all, if you are a teacher, if you in any really profession, when you're off, you really need to fight to be off and not be engaged in or have to do anything for work, so you can detach and just refuel and then come back at it. So, I would just say that as well. Like, make sure that you're having your downtime with your family and your friends, with your children, whomever, but just have time that you're no longer, or you're not focusing on your job, whatever that job is, whatever it entails. It's all about our well-being and our health, because y'all, if I am not here, they're going to get another teacher, right? So we got to take care of ourselves. Also, if you're a teacher, I just want to know, do you take work home? What does that look like? Do you feel like you are just overwhelmed, or just, I don't know, not overwhelmed, because some people like to front load and kind of get a lot of things taken care of on the front end. So on the back end, they don't have a lot to do. So just let me know. If you're a teacher, do you find yourself taking work home or not? I'm interested to know that as well. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching this week's teacher vlog, and I'll see you on the next one. This is Shay with the Learning Project. See you later.